were busy assessing her for playmate potential and eyeing her hot pink luggage for climbing possibilities, and all from behind my legs. Bex peeked around one of my knees and Quinn the other. Bradley, who'd been out of bed all of 10 minutes on his only day off, called out from the terrace where he was waking up with the Sun Herald and a hot cup of coffee. "Hello, Meredith." "It's not Meredith," I yelled down the hall. "It's Vree." Nothing back from Bradley because he, like me, was probably trying to figure out who crossed which wires. I reached for the extended handle on one of the hot pink suitcase stacks and pointed Vree in the direction of the guest wing. Bex and Quinn ran ahead. "Settle in, Vree. Make yourself at home. Let me grab a quick shower, then we'll have breakfast on the terrace with Bradley. Meredith will be here by then." Except she wasn't. Bradley ordered breakfast and dressed the girls, or better put, Bradley was with the girls when they dressed. I passed the coffee pot for the adults and sippy cups of chocolate milk for the princess cowgirl and the ballerina fireman, I think. I wasn't sure what the girls were going for because Quinn topped off her blue ball gown with a pirate hat, and Bex her red fireman jacket over pink tutu with a plush purple wizard's hat. Between them, there were 4 purses, 3 different shoes, 2 unmatched socks, and a dusty cowgirl boot. Saturday was one of their favorite days of the week, in direct competition with the other 6. Saturdays were extra special, though, because Daddy was in charge, and that meant wardrobe freedom. They'd stay in their Saturday get-ups until they were ready for pajamas again, unless Bradley let them play in mud, run through sprinklers, or, like last Saturday, decorate their own cupcakes at Frosting's, the bakery on the mezzanine level of the hotel. My phone was stuffed with Saturday pictures of my husband and daughters, and my phone was right in front of me. Vree's was, too, both of us waiting to hear from Meredith, who was officially an hour late, hadn't called, and wasn't picking up. Something stopped me from calling my parents to ask if they'd heard from her. That something was Vree.
"Let me get this straight."
She zoomed in on my husband.
"You're the president of the casino? This whole place? Every square inch? You're large and in charge, like the buck stops here? I can't imagine how much money you make. I mean, look around. You're making the big bucks. And you've never been married before you married Davis? And you're from Texas? And you don't have any brothers or sisters? Neither do I. I love being an only child. Do you? You know who you remind me of? Young Paul Newman. Remember that movie where Paul Newman was in jail and ate all those eggs? I swear, I can't even eat eggs because of that movie. My husband, Gooch, loves eggs. He has 3 brothers, and if I wasn't glad I was an only child before I married Gooch, I tell you what, I was glad after. When his brothers show up, which is every single Friday night of my life, double bubble, and I hit the road. Those Howard boys are horrible, one at a time. You can't even imagine what it's like when they're together. They were raised by their aunt because their parents got in a race with the train and lost. Splat! So their aunt, the creepiest woman on God's green earth, raised them. She smells like Eye of Newt or bat wings, and she smells that way because she's a rip-roaring witch. Certified. Papers. I swear she casts spells on me. Her name is Bootsy. Her name should be Broomhilda.
Vree could talk the stars out of the sky. I believed she talked, so she wouldn't have to listen. There was always something Vree didn't want to hear. When we were little girls, she didn't want to hear my mother say it was time for her to go home, and tried to talk Mother into letting her stay. When we were in elementary school, she didn't want to hear her parents were divorcing, and tried to talk them back together. When we were in high school, she didn't want to hear she was failing again, and talked herself all the way into a cap and gown. Vree talked over, under, and all the way through her life. I always thought she'd grow out of it. Yet here we were, and she was still talking her head off. I wasn't sure what it was adult Vree didn't want to hear. Bex and Quinn said,
"Shiny, shiny, shiny."
Something she did want to hear. She looked at them curiously. "They're saying you're pretty, Vree. That's their word for pretty." She thanked them for the next 5 minutes.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.